Hello, everybody. Mika Vauhkala here, and I'm with Mark Hopkins from New York, USA. Hello, Mark. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mika. Hi, everybody.
Nice to see you again. And we met in Geneva 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, at the event. And you had this great painting you have behind you with you from that you had brought with you the original painting, and now you're coming to Helsinki for the weekend. Well, who are you? My Finnish friends here and many international ones don't know you. So who are you? What do you do? And tell us freely.
Let me give you the cliff notes on my background. So I was born and raised in upstate New York, about 100 kilometers north of New York City, in a town called Poughkeepsie. And I spent some time in the Midwest studying art. And then when I graduated, I went into theater, and it was too cold there. So I decided to move to Thailand. And I spent 12 years in Asia, where I did a lot of painting and commercial artwork. And then I moved back to the States with my wife, and I've been living here since the year 2000. And to make a living, I paint murals, I paint portraits and artwork. It's pretty much what I've been doing for 40 years. I brought this painting at the behest of Maria Hubner Moog. Do you remember Maria?
I don't remember. I don't
She was
remember.
one of the speakers at the event. She ran for parliament,
Right.
and she thought that this painting would be a good conversation piece for the event. So we all gathered at the Place des Nations in Geneva to raise a fuss about the World Health Organization trying to grab too much power for itself to give itself the ability to control our lives by taking over governments around the world during an emergency, a health emergency that they get to declare. And then they can come in and take over and dictate to everybody where they can go, what they can do, where they can spend their money. And I don't think we thought that was a good idea, did we?
No, not really.
No.
It was yeah, really bad idea.
Well, luckily, it didn't go as well as they expected. I think they're still trying, but the United States has withdrawn from that organization, which is probably a good idea. Although, let's see if can I point to Bill, this guy here, still funding the World Health Organization and trying to sell his vaccines around the world. And it would be nice if we could figure out a way to do something about that. But that's for another time. Anyway, we met. We had a great time there. We talked about many things, amongst which was your plight with standing up for yourself, which I really admire that you stood up for yourself and would not allow your government to abuse you. And this is why I'm very happy to support you in trying to continue your fight. I know that it's draining. The governments have a lot of resources and they throw them at us to try and dominate us. And I'm glad that you refuse to be dominated. And I'm happy to help you out in any way that I can.
Thank you, Mark. And I remember we had a really good dinner or late lunch in Geneva that time. And yeah, it was kind of surreal. We were there close by to the United Nations big buildings and also the World Health Organization and all the stuff. And there were many lawyers, doctors, and other people around the world gathering together who have a freedom that you cannot, and you should not coerce people to take medication or, testing that they can just lead their daily life. That's absolutely wrong. And on the background here, you see Case Covidpass auction by Goldberg. There is even the picture of the so-called COVID and the hammer and this painting that you see behind Mark is coming to be auctioned, the original one, and we're gonna have a replica for the show here in Helsinki, 28th Saturday at Balder Hall, and many
Would
speakers
you like me
coming
to,
there.
would you like me to tell you a little bit about this painting?
Yeah, I would love to. I would love. There is so much in the painting. So who exactly is in the building and what kind of symbolism and everything. So let's go through that. Um, Go
So
ahead.
you can't see all of the painting. It's cropped on either side. But on this side, off to the side, I've got a picture, a portrait of Anthony Fauci, and he's holding a skull in his hand. He's a waiter, and he's bringing the skull to the table to feed to these people. So it's a reference to a famous play by William Shakespeare called Hamlet, and the skull is poor Yorick. In any event, he did kind of hand the symbol of death to our world. So that's why he's there off to the side. There are 12 people. In right now, you can see most of 8. So off to your right is Boris Johnson of the UK, and then what's that guy's name? I'm spacing out on
Soros.
Soros. Yeah, Soros, and then Klaus Schwab and Duterte, who's gone. Um, these are so there's it's patterned after the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. And I don't know if everybody's familiar with this, but Jesus, the Friday before he was crucified, gathered together for a Seder for Passover with his 12 disciples, and they broke bread. And it was the preparation, it was the sacred preparation for the sacrifice, right? To redeem the world, to redeem humanity. And Leonardo da Vinci did a famous painting, and he spread the table out, and all of the people are on one side of the table. So you're looking across the table, there's no one in your way. You can see them all lined up. And it's the disciples, and in the middle is Jesus. And he is dealing with the betrayal. He is talking to the disciples. He is doing the Eucharist with the blood of Christ and the bread. And so these elements are in this painting. Here, let's see, that's the bread of Christ, but it's moldy. These guys do not, they spoil everything they touch. And I'll move to the side, and there's nobody in the middle. So
Yeah,
Jesus is not there, but his plate is there and it's broken. And that's symbolized, it kind of symbolizes our situation where there is a rupture in the sacred relationship between the world and its people. And we really need some help. We need divine intervention. So this painting is kind of calling for that. This poor fellow right here is my one and only ever self-portrait. That's me going, ah, and screaming because, well, maybe Bill Gates is making a pass at me. Maybe I spilled my glass of wine, or maybe I'm number 13. I'm the 13th person there, the unlucky 13, and I'm the traitor. I'm the one who wants honesty. I want health. I want beauty, and I don't belong there. So these are elements of the painting. Everybody who's at the table has a glass of wine that they didn't touch. They have not taken the Eucharist. They have a plate with an apple, and the apple is the symbol that we're all familiar with in the West. We're familiar with the apple as the fruit that tempted Adam and Eve and separated them from the sacred Garden of Eden, where they were at peace and in union with their God, right? So these people have not taken a bite of the apple, but it's there tempting them. And there's a lot more to this painting. Maybe I'll just throw in a couple of things. Right here is an animal on a cross being crucified, and I mean no insult to anyone. Barnabas was crucified alongside of Jesus, and he was a thief. And the symbolism of that crucifixion is how the powers abuse everyone. They abuse the everyday person, and the powers today abuse everything, nature, everything. So on this side over here is a mouse. My finger's disappearing, but there's a mouse, and it's also being dissected. We need to reunite and be kind to the natural world as a part of the message of this painting. In any event, that's probably enough for now. Get you interested. If you have any questions, Mika,
There
anything?
is Justin Trudeau and Hillary Clinton as well on the table, around the table.
Yeah, so what we see from the left to the right is Justin, Hillary Clinton, Bill Gates, myself, Duterte, and we talked about the other two.
Yeah, and I think they're on the side of Justin Trudeau in the real picture. It's too big for this. And so there is the president of China, or is it on the side of the Boris Johnson?
Now, off to the left of Justin Trudeau is Xi Jinping, and
Right,
then Mark Zuckerberg. And then in the real painting, standing behind Mark Zuckerberg is Trump, Donald Trump, standing up with a shotgun in his hand, and he's shooting at this white balloon right here.
right,
And that balloon symbolizes America.
right,
So
right, right.
I'll let people figure out what that means.
I
Off,
didn't actually realize there is Donald Trump in the painting as well. So that's pretty
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, he's got a MAGA hat on.
Yeah,
Off to the other side of Johnson is I think the only one, oh yeah, Jeff Bezos is off to the side of Boris Johnson on this side. And then Jacinta Ardern of New Zealand is off to his side, and then Anthony Fauci. So there's 12 diners at the table plus me, and then two off to the side. And that is Donald Trump and Anthony Fauci for a total of
but
15.
there is another one next to the Justin Trudeau. Who is that man? The one with the glasses, which is not seen here.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's I forgot. That's I'm spacing out. It's
It's
been
a
a long day.
familiar
So
face, but who is?
he's the vice president under Bush, Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney? Yeah, yeah,
He's
right,
there too.
right.
So what
During
you have,
9/11, he was in the government in the US.
that's right. And
Yeah.
so just to give some background, there are people who are dealing with the information. There are people who are dealing with money. There are people who are dealing with the power structure, and then there are the people who follow out the planning. So people like Duterte and Justin Trudeau, those are the foot soldiers. Those are the ones who are doing the bidding of people like Gates and Klaus Schwab, who organize what's going on in our world. These are all the actors of the Great Reset. And if you look in the World Economic Forum, you can pull up videos about what the plans are for our world that these guys are putting in place. And part of it, many people believe that part of that plan was the COVID situation, the way it rolled out.
Yeah, now we saw the Epstein and likely Bill Gates. They were in the emails, sort of planning for the getting ready for the pandemics.
There's a lot more than that. There's what is it? There's Event 21, where they war gamed the COVID situation 3 months before it happened.
Mhm.
And if you look at it, everything that they were concerned about this health emergency had nothing to do with health and everything to do with information and power. So they were wargaming how they were going to deal with the people being upset with being locked in their homes and how to control the information. And there's almost nothing to say, oh, how do we keep people alive and how do we save them? So yeah, there's plenty of evidence that this event, the event that caught you in that cafe just wanting a croissant, was part of a larger plan.
Yeah, exactly. And those who are not familiar with the story, so in Finland, Helsinki, I have sued the government a couple of years ago, and Fazer restaurants. It's a very big catering cafe candy company here in Finland and brand. And now it's going to the European Court of Human Rights in March. And the government is after me. They are wanting me to pay roughly 130,000 euro which is maybe likely 150K US dollars for their legal fees. I was able to enter in the cafe a couple of meters in, just a few meters from the cashier, and wanted to have just coffee and croissant breakfast with my friend. And then they were asking this, can you show the COVID pass? Can you show, did you take the vaccine? Did you take the expensive PCR test? And I didn't have any of those. And I was, turned out from many places and many people around the world were. And I hate this kind of this despise of humanity, despise of being a human, that you cannot even take part in the daily life if you don't take some medication. Just completely against my values and beliefs and thoughts. And now we're going here all in against, in a sense, against the agendas of Klaus Schwab, who is there behind Bill Gates, Justin Trudeau, and Boris Johnson, and basically almost everybody in the picture was for the COVID pass somehow. And yeah, we met with Mark, and Mark is coming now Friday to Helsinki and will be live on stage at Boulder Hall starting 7 p.m. And you can get the tickets from my website. You found it from X Mika Vauhkala and Facebook Mika Vauhkala, and on my Instagram profile Max Boltberg as well. And there will be replicas also. And this is a big painting. This is a 3 meter 66 centimeters wide, and the height is 1 meter 22 centimeters. So we're gonna have like a almost like an exact replica for the show, and then you can have little ones and other portrait ones and other kind of paintings from Mark as well. And we are excited about this, and many other people coming from Switzerland, coming one, UK, Denmark, USA, attorney from there, and from Finland, a couple of people, and will be so fun. Alrighty, Mark.
Well,
Is there-
let me add something in, and that is I would encourage everyone to support Mika. He is representing each of us. I myself had art shows in New York City. I couldn't go into my own art show. It was just, it's wrong. And it's against the conventions that were laid down after World War II, after Mengele was experimenting on human beings. And we understood that you cannot allow authorities to force anybody into medical procedures. That's it. And we hold the line right there. So if this is something that you who are watching this are concerned with, support Mika in any way that you can. This painting ties into the whole thing because it is talking exactly about this. Who gets to run the show, and do we have to go along or not? So I'm happy to donate this painting for the cause, and I will be there 100% supporting you, Mika.
Thank you, Mark. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun. We are dealing with serious stuff as we're talking with freedoms and being a human being, but it's also fun going with all of this. And the auction will be running for 1 month, starting 28th February. So there's 1 month it will be running, and will be fun to see how the story goes around the world with this. Okay, Mark. Thank you, and we see on Friday at the airport.
All right, look forward to it.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.